Sweet home.
You're listening to Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan, and friends. And here's Russ.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ, McClellan. It's talking about gratitude and mindset in the last segment. I'm going to keep going on this topic. I was listening to a guy named Guy Winch, who gave a speech on the difference between emotional needs and physical needs. And as I've been really looking at our crew, our real estate company, and what I can do as a leader among leaders in this business of real estate and in my personal life as a father, a partner, a son, it's interesting to me that we spend a lot of time working on our body. For example, if a little kid falls down and scrapes his knee, say they're 5, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, or an adult for that matter, you cut yourself. What do? Well, everybody's trained. It's programmed since you were a little kid to go get a Band-Aid, right? Go put some antiseptic on that. Get a little Neosporin. Kill that infection. That's automatic. When we break our leg, we go to the doctor. They put us in a cast, fix our fracture. We heal. After last year, there's a lot of emotional damage, I think. People had to face some issues called this world pandemic that they didn't ask for. A lot of people were fired from their job without their permission. A lot of businesses were told they were not essential and to shut down, regardless of how long or what it took to survive for years before that. And I'm not talking politics here. I'm not talking ideology, whether it was good or bad. I'm just talking about the facts. A lot of people in their life, post and pre-pandemic, have emotional damage. But we don't exactly give ourselves a prescription automatically to heal that damage, do we? Like we do with a cut and the Neosporin. It's funny that our brain is wired in such a way that we compare and contrast constantly. As humans, we've developed the skill set, especially with social media, of deciding what's fair or not fair, or how I compare to you or you compare to me. And inevitably, we see enough people, because we're programmed as humans throughout our life to see that we are inferior. Look at that person's car. Look at how gorgeous her husband is or wife is. Look at the clothes they wear and the house they live in. I don't have that. I'll never have that. So all of a sudden we find ourselves full of rejection, loneliness. We're a failure. We're depressing ourselves on a daily basis. To me, it's an interesting game, because loneliness can happen when you're surrounded by a lot of people. You can have a lot of friends and family and loved ones and still be extremely lonely. You might be wondering, why am I talking about gratitude and loneliness and emotional baggage on a radio show that should be about real estate? Well, I believe after 32 years of selling real estate and failing often, I've failed big, that you learn some things. And the one thing that I learned for sure is that our emotional mindset will determine the quality of our life. And most likely, the quality of our life that we have will lead to our perception of what success is, and whatever that is to us as an individual will become abundant. The problem is, whether it's the 70 plus real estate brokers that are under my designated broker's license at Keller Williams, or whether it's in my personal life or friends and family, as humans, we're much better at talking down to ourselves than we are at talking ourselves up. I don't think that's debatable. And I think social media has made, how can I put this, has profited aggressively off of pain. One of the things I try to do on my social media pages is always inspire, always share positivity, always share photos that make me happy and hopefully make other people happy. Advice. I try to cut videos on my YouTube channels that are about positivity. And if I can just bring a little positivity to the world, remind people that it's okay to feel the way you're feeling, but you also should work on your emotional mindset like you would work on your physical being. I mean, you can look around. We're a country that's in hock. We're obese. We're really good at knocking other people down. We're really good at talking smack, especially on social media. We just went through a interesting 4 years of that with politics. If we start to think about it from a different perspective, and we start to think that maybe we need a prescription for our emotional state of mind, because ultimately loneliness and depression is a derivative of focusing on hypotheticals in a negative light that so often will never happen. And the reality is, there was a study I read that said chronic loneliness is as bad for you as chronic smoking. I think it said something like it could increase the cause of death by 14%. Might be even higher than that. Depression is a silent killer of a lot of people. So the question is, if we know all this about things, this is why I'm talking about it. I want to have these conversations about mindset and what we can do to change the tide. What can we do to wake up differently so the sun shines, whether it's shining or not? So we feel in love with ourselves. We feel in love with where we are, not where we're not. And we're excited about where we're going, not about where we've been. And we don't beat ourselves up quite so much. Part of the problem in real estate, I'll just use real estate as an example. People aren't successful in real estate because they don't like rejection. Rejection is real estate, by the way. Rejection is life, by the way. People don't ask that girl out that they liked in junior high or high school or college or whenever, right? You have your eye on somebody that you are fancying right now, as my dad used to say. You fancy that girl, Russ? I don't ask her out because I don't want to be rejected. She's going to think I'm ugly. She's going to think I'm stupid. She's going to think I don't have a nice enough car. That's all crap. You're not stupid. You're good looking enough. This is the catch. Rejection is in your mind. There's like 7+ billion people on this planet. It's a big world out there. Now you do have to just go out and live it. Real estate agents don't want to lead generate for this reason, as an example. If lead generation is the equivalent of success in real estate, like getting wet is equivalent to being a scuba diver, right? That's what lead generation is to real estate. It's like jumping in the lake if you're a scuba diver, or the ocean. But here's the problem. If you fail out of 100 leads and you're rejected by 95 of them, that's a lot, huh? You're successful. So 5 times out of 100 times, if you could get that lead to convert into a transaction and you can help that family, you have become a very successful real estate broker. But do you know how many people quit at the 47th lead that they failed on? This is stupid. These leads suck. My brokerage doesn't do anything for me. You know what we are good when we're depressed is blaming other people. But deep down, all we're doing is being insecure. And it's not your fault. It's hard. And I'm not trying to lecture because we're all guilty of it. I'm just trying to say, hey, the goal is mindset work. How often do you spend time focused on feeling better by thinking about things differently? Versus how often do you repeat the same day over and over and over again? We don't do that at Keller Williams. I make mindset part of the program. And if my agents are listening to this, you haven't seen anything yet. I'm about to bring a coaching platform to real estate that will blow your socks off. And I'm pumped up about it because I'm excited because we got some amazing people that I know for a fact when they believe in themselves as much as I do, they are going to rock it to the top of their business. I'm excited. I look forward to seeing it. I'll be right back with Home Sweet Home and Russ McClellan in just a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you listening.
Keller Williams.